Hey, today I want to teach you something that's probably going to be the most powerful lesson you have ever learned in your life. Now, I'm in the Maldives right now at a 4-bedroom villa at the most exclusive resort in the country, and I'm having the time of my life. Now, regardless of what's going on in your life, regardless of what stress you're dealing with, or what kind of things are hurting you, I'm here to tell you that it's always in your control. The way you feel is not only in your control, but it is completely up to you. Now, I remember when I used to be a victim of my emotions. I used to be a victim of my circumstances. Whenever something negative would happen to me, my life would be horrible. I would sit there, I would feel bad for myself, I wouldn't go out. Sometimes I would even lie in bed for days and weeks at a time. Now, I want you to understand that being able to control your emotions is really being able to control your life. Everything you have in life comes from one thing. It comes from your emotions. And when you learn how to change your emotions on command, and you learn how to activate the emotions you want to feel, not only are you more likely to succeed, but you're way more likely to get to where you want to go fast and feel amazing while doing it. Now, so many people struggle with this concept of emotional intelligence. Now, regardless of what's happened to you, whether you've been cheated on, whether somebody's fired you, whether you're stressed financially or emotionally, or you have some kind of health issue, I promise you that being in a better emotional state will help your circumstances almost every time. Now, it's important to understand that obviously you got to be realistic, right? Wrong, because there's no such thing. What's realistic to you is just realistic to you. If there are other people who can deal with stressful situations and they can do it calmly, you can do it as well. A lot of people are like, oh, they must be crazy. And the truth is, the more emotional intelligence you have, the more likely you are to come off like you're crazy. Now, craziness isn't actually crazy. It's emotional intelligence. It's just some of them don't even know that they're emotionally intelligent. I'm not talking about a psychopath or a sociopath. I'm talking about what most people will call crazy. People call me crazy because things that would normally affect someone, things that would make someone so stressed and make someone sad and hurt, I accept. And I allow myself to move forward. And it's not because it doesn't bother me and it doesn't hurt me and those things don't affect me emotionally. It's because I'm in control. I had to learn how to be emotionally intelligent. I had to learn how to not care what people thought. When I went every single day and talked to people and I tried to hypnotize them or get clients and I had no option because I had no money, I had to learn how to not care about rejection or failure. And what I learned is what I want to teach you now. And this is what has made me so successful and allowed me to be able to travel to places like you see here. This is one of the most gorgeous places I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm honestly, I wake up here and I'm almost in tears because what I envisioned, my dreams, have come true here. Like, you're watching me living my dream. This is one of my dream vacation spots. And I wasn't able to afford it years ago. I couldn't even envision it being a reality. And here I am in front of you living it. And the way this happened was because I was able to tap into emotions of love, of gratitude, of happiness, which release different chemicals in the brain. And those chemicals not only increase your health, they increase your motivation, they increase your quality of sleep, and they increase your quality of life. Life is beautiful, but if you're feeling the wrong emotions, your quality of life is going to be bad. If you're always stressed out, if you're always upset, if you're always feeling anxiety, your life is not going to be fun. You're not going to feel good. Oftentimes, a lot of bad things can happen to people and you don't know how to react, so you become a victim of your circumstances. Now, lesson number 1 today is you're not a victim of your circumstances, ever. You are a victim of your beliefs. Your beliefs are what create your emotions, they're what fuel your emotions, and they're what literally shape the way you see your life. If you have negative beliefs, limiting beliefs, beliefs that make you feel bad, you're not only gonna have a hard time moving forward, you're never gonna actually get to where you wanna go. Now, I have had several bad things happen to me. I've had people try and hurt me. And for some reason, I am always happy. I always feel alive. I'm always excited. And I want to share that with you because life is beautiful. And it's so easy to go through life and not even be aware that you're not living life. You might think you're enjoying your life. You might think you're living life, but ask yourself, was there a time in your life where you maybe felt emotions at a deeper level, where you felt more connected, where things were more important? You would accomplish your goals and you'd actually get excited about them. Oftentimes when you start to become successful, the things you put on a pedestal are no longer there. And once you achieve them, you're like, oh, this is easy. And the problem is when you don't value the things that you go for, you no longer feel rewards for them. You no longer feel excitement. Therefore, it's not that amazing when you're at a resort like this, because you could do it whenever you want. And that's where appreciation and gratitude come in. Because as you continue to succeed, you're gonna need to learn how to appreciate and be present. Now, the way to do this is by focusing on a time in your life when you had nothing compared to what you have now. Now, maybe you were really rich before and you're still really rich today. It doesn't really matter. What do you have now that you always wanted, that you didn't have then? There's always something. Now, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, I used to have something and then I lost it. I used to have money and then I lost it. I used to have a girlfriend and love and then I lost it. I used to have a boyfriend and I lost it. That's fine. But appreciate what you have, not what you don't have. When you start to learn how to appreciate the things you have, you stop focusing on what you don't have. Being sad and being upset comes from never having enough. And if you never have enough, it doesn't matter how much money you make, how much attention you get, you will never ever be fulfilled. You will never have enough. Having enough does not come from constantly making more. Progress does make you happier, but it does not give you fulfillment. Fulfillment is an emotion that comes from love. And love comes when you learn how to be present. When you're not present, you cannot have love, because love is all about being in the moment. If you look at the future, oh, they're gonna hurt me, it's not gonna be good, they don't respect me, this, that, the other thing, you're never gonna be able to connect to that emotion. I mean, if I could show you guys, I mean, look how beautiful this is. Literally, I'm mind blown. I cannot believe I'm here. Like just in person, I don't know how it looks on camera compared to in person, but in person, this is probably the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. You know, and I want to express to you that I feel this way all the time, not just when I'm here. I can appreciate a parking lot and I can appreciate paradise. Now, in order to appreciate, you have to not only look at what you have now that you didn't have, but imagine you lost everything you currently have, because what you have is still more than what other people have. And it's possibly more than what you'll have in the future. Because right now you have time. And that time you'll never get back. You'll never get that time back again. So if you were to lose that time, if you were to waste that time, not enjoying yourself and not being present, you will never, ever get it back again. And that's the thing, is time flies so fast. 5 years, 10 years, they go by so quickly. I'm 22 years old and literally, I mean, this sounds crazy, but I remember elementary school like it was yesterday, and time flies. You will never get more time. But what you will get is you'll get more opportunity. But opportunity does not equal fulfillment. What equals fulfillment is being present, understanding that time is limited. When you understand that time is limited, you start to appreciate more. Now, a lot of people use death as a motivator, but that comes from a lower vibration. That comes from a weaker, scarier, scarcity energy, right? Like, it's not healthy to enjoy life because of fear of death. You have to enjoy life because you love living, not because you're scared of dying. It's very different. It's instead of moving away from something that's bad, you're going towards something that's good. And this is the key. All behavior stems from two motivators, pain and pleasure. Do not live life in pain. Live it in pleasure. The most amazing emotions are the ones where you feel complete fulfillment, complete satisfaction, happiness, gratitude. Now, if you understand that time is short, life is short, you'll get to wherever you want to go. I remember there was a time in my life where I had lost 3 dogs in 3 months. You know, today my friend called me and he told me he lost a second dog in the last week and a half. And they were both young. They just died, you know, out of nowhere. One got one disease, one got another disease. And yeah, those are dogs. You might not like dogs. But life is short. Life is short. You know, you look at what's happening in the world right now. A lot of people are dying. People die all the time. You know, I can get on a plane and never land. Or at least not land in a safe way, right? And my point is that life has many surprises, but it also has many gifts. And if you're constantly focusing on what you don't have, you'll walk by all the beautiful things in life. You'll walk by all the opportunity, all the love, all the connection you could have had, and you'll never actually enjoy it. The most beautiful emotions I've ever felt in my life, and maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't, is when I connect to people. Like when I sit down next to people and I laugh and we bond and we look at each other. That's real connection. Now, there's gonna be times in your life where people will connect to you and then they'll have their own BS and then they'll hurt you or try and hurt you. But as long as you understand that you can be grateful for the time you had rather than the time you lost afterwards, right? It's never a waste of time. There's no such thing. Everything is a lesson. Everything is beautiful. Everything allows you to gain more happiness. And real wealth, real abundance comes from understanding that happiness is infinite. Love is unconditional. Gratitude is always there. Doesn't matter what's going on. Now, I'm someone who's gone through a lot of hardships in my life. And if you were to ask me if I had a tough life, the answer is always going to be no. My life has been amazing. And other people who've had a better life than me, who've had way more than me, have had a shittier life. And that's only because I understand how important it is to connect, to bond, to love. Now, I know you might have gotten hurt before. I know people might have betrayed you when you connected them. But real love is not about trusting others. It's about trusting yourself. Unconditional love. Love is unconditional. Unconditional love is real love. It's true love. And when you learn how to truly love yourself unconditionally, regardless of what other people do, you can still love them. You don't have to be around them, but you can still love them. And you can understand that it doesn't matter what anybody does, what anybody says. If you forgive them and you appreciate them for all the beautiful things in life, for being here, for even teaching you the lessons they taught you, then you're gonna have a much higher quality of life. It's easy to blame somebody for hurting you, for creating some kind of trauma in you, for damaging you. But it's much, much better and much happier for you if you learn how to appreciate what you have, not what you don't have. If you learn how to appreciate how beautiful life is rather than why it's not beautiful. If you learn how to literally let go of the past and live in the moment. True gratitude, true happiness, and true love comes from being in the moment. And this is the last thing I want to teach you, is how to be present. Being present is about being aware of your surroundings. We see the world through our 5 senses, and if you could use these 5 senses to be present, if you can look at the things around you, you can feel the emotions in your body, you can feel the temperature of the air, you feel your lungs breathing in life, you could smell the room, you'll be there. And look at the things you enjoy. If this was your last 60 seconds, what would that be for you? Would you just focus on the same miserable things, or would you actually be in the moment? So be present, enjoy every minute as if it's your last. And I promise you, not only will your life be beautiful, but you're going to be emotionally independent of anything that anyone's ever done to you or will do. And I promise you, you'll look back and you'll be like, wow, my life was amazing. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe. Again, if you liked it, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.